On the April 12, 1991 at night in the city Sasovo, Russia, that is in Ryazan region, most citizens had already slept peacefully in their flats. But at 1:34 something happened and dragged out of the hay all the city. In that way the operator on duty described this event. Increasing roaring sound went up suddenly. Walls of viewing platform where I was at that moment swung. Then there was the explosion of enormous force. The glasses fell down the floor. Tremendous blow descended up the city. The ground trembled all over. Multistory houses swung from side to side. Furniture and televisions broke down in flats. Chandeliers flew in flinders. Sleepy, nothing understanding people were threw off their beds showering with handfuls of broken glass. Windows, doors, steel sheets from roofs were pulled up by the roots. From enormous pressure differences hatch covers were torn off, empty things went pop, jars, bulbs and even children's toys. Underground water pipes ripped. Telephone communications were knocked out by the storm. When the rumble had stopped, shocked people heard roaring sound again, but now it was outgoing. Specialists estimated force of explosion in almost 30 tons of trembled. Air blast was of such enormous force that opened the windows in the village Igosino that situated in 50 kilometers from the city. It was strange, but in the city that had accepted bulk of impact nobody suffered. Only 4 people was in hospital and only with cuts from glasses. There was somebody who controlled the explosion and arranged minimum damages from it. On the 12th of April in the morning, law enforcement personnel found shell crater of regular round shape with the diameter of 30 meters and deep of 4 meters in floodplain of the river Tsny 800 meters apart from the railway near bulk plant. Radiation background of the shell crater didn't exceed the norm. The explosion was such strong that huge clods of the ground flew away for more than 200 meters. But it wasn't the strangest thing. The most amazing thing was the dispersion of black soil chunks, thrown out the shell crater right in 4 directions, created the figure of cross. Moreover, grass and bushes situated near the shell crater were not damaged at all, both from air blast and from high temperature. Cross-shaped blast flew away around city too. For example, bulk plant situated in 500 meters from the shell crater wasn't damaged. But in residential district of the city back from the bulk plant, window frames and doors were broken. What is more, window frames were broken outside as someone pressed them inside. 2 nights in a row shell crater shined as it was illuminated underneath. The strongest headaches and head rushes stroked down people who tried to go inside. Telephones stopped working and photos were spoiled and covered with strange hot spots. Finally, somebody thought up to dig a ditch and waters of the flooded river Tsny gushed inside. And after that shining in the flooded shell crater stopped. There are a lot of versions of this event, but neither of them explains all happened things, except one. 4 hours before shunting, diesel locomotives stayed on the access roads near the station Sasovo and waited for the permissive signal of the traffic light. Locomotive driver Ivan Kurchatov suddenly saw all of the brilliant white light from the window of his cabin. Workers of the station and a lot of passengers went out to see the UFO. Huge ball hung just above the railway station and then it flew to the northeast. An hour before the explosion there was strange shining above the place of the future shell crater. Half an hour before, citizens of urban fringes saw 2 bright red balls that crossed sky deliberately. Shining balls dissecting the sky with roar also appeared in the village Sasovo, 30 kilometers from the epicenter. While in flight, people heard roar and felt earth tremor. Just before the explosion there were 2 bright blue flares above the city. When the explosion had thundered there was a cloud with sharp contours that flew into wind. It shined inside with white color. And in 3 to 4 minutes away from the city there was bright red shining, that went out slowly. Most people remembered that before crash they had insomnia and groundless fears. As if somebody warned, run away as soon as possible. But this is not the whole story. Scientists volunteers tested shell crater with special equipment. They found that in the deep of 30 to 35 meters there is one subject, cylinder with conic end. Scientists supposed that there was nothing else but informative capsule. Anyway, it was impossible to carry out such global excavations without great capital formations. That's why the quantity of hypotheses become more and more every year. But the secret of mysterious explosion is still not revealed. We can just hope that whenever scientists will be able to give an answer to the question what actually happened in Sasovo. That's all I was going to tell you. If you like this video, click likes and subscribe for this channel. Bye.